Hey guys, happy Wednesday. So excited for today. All right, let me get comfortable. We're gonna wait on some people to jump on. Let's see. Hi Veronica, hi Kristen. Hi Dee, how are you guys? I'm gonna give it a few minutes so that people can jump on and then I'll get started, guys. Hey girl, hey. I'm in my office today, green wall. I've been working in my kitchen the whole week, so switching it up a little bit. Hi Rosa, so glad you're on. Hey guys.
I almost want this one to be like right above it, you know?
Let me see.
Here, I know what I'm gonna do.
I don't know how you're gonna do that one. Sorry guys, just let's wait while people jump on. We're just trying to set up here. So guys, I'm gonna be answering a lot of questions too, so make sure you have questions prepared for me. And I can literally answer any questions you guys have, so hopefully you guys have some good ones.
Yes.
Let's see if we can get this higher than 20 and we'll get started. Okay, we got 21. Let's see if we can get up to 30. Hi Ruby, how are you, girl? Okay, it seems like people are jumping on, so we'll give it a few minutes, guys.
Let me know when.
Oh, like to like record it?
Yeah.
I see.
It's okay, I can still clap it whenever you.
Yay, we're getting more people. I'm excited.
All right. We're on Facebook Live. They can see us.
2 more, guys. Just 2 more. We'll get to 30. 3 more. We lost one.
There we go. One
there
more.
we go, guys. Awesome. We're going to get started now. So, okay. Hi, guys. My name is Eliana Vargas. So, for the ones that don't know, I'm you guys' presidential diamond leader. And I've been with It Works for about 3 years now. A little over 3 years. I hit my 3-year mark in January of this year. So, that was super exciting. And I'm going to take you guys back 3 years ago to like show you guys, tell you a little bit about how my life was 3 years ago, where, what it was like before It Works, how I got started and things like that. So 3 years ago, I'm 24 years old right now. So I was 21, totally lost. I'm here in Las Vegas. I've been here basically all my life. Just a little background on me, guys. I'm Colombian. So from South America, I am bilingual. And we basically came out here to live that American dream, to have that American dream. And my mom brought me out here to the U.S. when I was 6 years old and didn't know a word of English whatsoever. It was so hard. It was so hard just, learning the language and having to learn with like cartoons and things like that. And it's just been a crazy ride here in the U.S. And little by little too, like basically I have half of my family here in Vegas and the rest are in Colombia still. So anyway, I learned English, I got my life going and all that, and then I had all these dreams when I was in high school, becoming this and that, and I was into cosmetology. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to do so many things, but when I was 21, no, let's take it back to 18, I started doing lots of partying out here in Vegas, which I'm sure a lot of you guys that live in Vegas can relate. I was, going to the clubs. I was hanging out with the wrong people. I just was surrounding myself with a lot of, I would say, friends that were bad influence, and started drinking a lot. And, I was actually working as a hostess at one of the casinos out here in Vegas, but I was totally lost. I did not like school. I wasn't like really terrible at it, but I just didn't really like it. I didn't want to be there, especially in college. I was dying to, get out of high school and then somehow try to do something in college, but that didn't turn out so well. So one thing that was always on my mind was I wanted to make sure I wanted to, that I had a life, that I didn't have to worry about money. I wanted to be somehow in business, but I didn't know in what kind. I come from a family that they're all basically business owners. My mom was a business owner, my grandparents, things like that. So it's always been kind of in my blood. I just never knew what I wanted to do. And so I was 21, super lost in life. I was partying a lot. And I was living paycheck to paycheck, because what happened was I started spending a lot of the money I was making, and I created, I developed a shopping addiction. I would spend everything till I had the last, penny in my account, and then, sitting there broke, and then you just think about how sucky that is, and then you get another, $20, $30, and then I was straight to the store to go spend it. So I don't know, I found myself in a very terrible place. I was actually, I hit rock bottom, because I remember I moved out. I was having a lot of problems with my family, especially my stepdad. He obviously didn't agree with me partying all the time and hanging out with the wrong people. I had a partner at the time that was a bad influence as well. And so just things were just not going well for me. I kind of became a little bit distant from my relationship with God, and I grew up in a family that my mom really taught me, about faith and things like that. But when I was partying and doing all these things, it wasn't there for me at the time, and I just found myself in a very dark place. And like I said, guys, I was starting to live paycheck to paycheck. I moved out of my house, out of my parents' house, and I got my own apartment, and bills came in, the reality hit, and I became more independent, but I was still kind of lost, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I actually quit college. I was funding my own college, so I quit college, and I found It Works through Instagram. So Christy's my leader. You guys will hear about her too, and see her here and there. But she's our ambassador leader, and her and I went to middle school together. And so one time I saw a post about it in her Instagram, and she was speaking about the wraps and how she was able to make money working from home, and it just looked so interesting. And I was like, what is this wrap? Like, what is that? And I used to work swing, so I, would get out of work at 1 a.m. And so I was gaining weight because I was eating late at night, things like that. And I remember I really wanted to try the wrap. I said, okay, I need something. I need to try this wrap. But then I said, well, if I can make money, why not? Why not give it a shot? I didn't even have $99. So I remember calling Christy. I said, okay, I want to sign up. I want to do this business. Let's just give it a shot. And I said, but I don't have $99, so I'll, get back at you once I get paid. So I had to contact her 2 weeks later until I got paid, and I started my business. And I just remember I was so excited. I was posting every day about it. I was super, super excited, but I right away told Christy, I said, I don't want to build a team. I'm terrified. I said, I can't teach people anything. I can't be a leader, or I can't build my team. That's not for me. At the time I was like, I don't have friends, I wasn't that popular girl in school or anything like that. And I had 400 followers on my Instagram. So I was like, okay, I don't even know how to work the business, but all I wanted was an extra $500. That's all I wanted. I said, if I could make an extra $500 a month, I'll be able to, bring down my debt, because I started, I opened up credit cards, which is a terrible idea. And I was spending and shopping, and then, more and more debt piled up. And then I tried makeup school, and that was cool for a minute, and I gave up on that one as well. It left me with over $7,000 in debt that I had to pay as well. And so, I was actually taking out loans, those payday loans, because sometimes I was late on, those credit card bills and just random stuff. And I even found myself stranded a few times actually without gas, and my stepdad had to come pick me up because I literally did not have money to put gas in my tank. And I just hated the way I was living. I hated that. And so anyway, I started my business, I started working it, and I said, I'm going to get my loyal customers, and I'm going to sell my products also in person so I can make that wrap cash. And I did that for an entire year. So for a whole year, I refused to make a team and to build a team. I was so terrified. And, now obviously looking back, I'm like, man, why did I wait a year to build a team? Because here I am now, presidential diamond, just because I decided at some point of my business that I can do this, and I decided to believe in myself. And so that whole year was great. I was happy making a couple hundred here and there, and sometimes my checks were higher, sometimes they were lower. It just depended how many customers I was getting, and what kind of how much wrap cash I was getting and things like that. I remember I was building my business while I was a hostess at one of the casinos, and then I took my business everywhere I went, because then I became a cocktail waitress for like 2 months at a pool here in Vegas. I almost died of like overheating. I literally saw some people collapse, actually. That was crazy, but I couldn't do that for longer, so I actually quit that job and I went into timeshare, so like a small part of real estate. And I was just trying out different things and just kind of trying to find my way around things and just seeing what I wanted to do. But I knew that I wanted to build this business. And even though it was small progress, it was still progress. I didn't necessarily have all the tools that we have now, because Christy's upline actually was never there. So it was really Christy and I, and just we started learning from like corporate and other leaders and things like that. So all the things that we have now on our team page was never there. I didn't even have any of that. I didn't even know how to build a business necessarily. If you guys scroll back on my Instagram 3 years ago, you guys will see how I was posting, and it was so bad. It was like that spammy looking post, and the kind of post that I tell you guys please don't do nowadays. But anyway, I was happy with my business. It gave me something that I could do after my job, after I came home. And, there was times in my job where I hated what I was doing, but it gave me something to look forward to. It gave me, just that sense of knowing that you're going, like you're building your dreams, you're working on your dream board, things like that. That to me was awesome. And it was a way that I could be creative. I love being creative. I love taking pictures, love being on the phone. So it was something that I could do, and I was so happy doing. And when I would come home and I saw those messages, people wanted the wraps, or they wanted to meet up with me to buy wraps, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this wrap cash. And that extra cash became like so important for me, because it was, groceries for me. It was me paying for gas. It was me paying, a credit card, those late credit card fees for $25. It was things like that, and that really made a difference. And then came a point in my business that I was just switching from job to job. And so when you are switching from one job to another, you're going to take a hit with like, your paychecks and things like that. Because while I was training for the job I was trying to get, they weren't paying me, and I had to quit my job prior to that. So I remember that month was so stressful, and I was literally about to be evicted. And, okay, that just really reminds me. So I remember, I was actually so close to losing my apartment, and, I couldn't ask my parents for help because they were also struggling, and, they were never somebody I could ask for help, because I knew they were also living paycheck to paycheck. And, there was even a time where I was actually looking for change in my apartment, on the floor, on cabinets, in drawers, in old purses, old wallets, just so I can buy groceries that month. And I just remember that that's the time that I hit rock bottom, and I didn't have any help around me. It was a tough month, guys, but that month is what I'm now thankful for, because that's what got me to where I am now. That month, I remember pushing for my business so hard. I had a few boxes of wraps at home. I remember selling those like crazy. I had people coming over my apartment for wrap appointments. I was hustling those wraps, guys, like crazy. I remember people were buying boxes of wraps and referring clients to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a sign, like this is my business. I knew that this was something so big in my hands, and I couldn't even like wrap my mind around it at the time. But I said, oh my gosh, like these wraps got me out of that hole I was in, and I was able to literally, I made up all the money I needed to for my rent that month. And that month I just cried. I cried and I cried, and I was just like, God, please show me the way. Please, show me the path. I totally turned to God for everything. I became just so, I was just, asking for guidance, and I became so close to God, and just, started going to church more often, started praying more often, and really getting to know myself and having that relationship with Him, and so that I could, just keep on the right path. I didn't, I knew that there could be distractions. I knew that there was people trying to bring me down. My family and friends were not being supportive, but I knew I could build this business. And around that time, I actually had the opportunity to go to a 1-team 1 mission. Christy, my leader, had invited me, and so I show up at this 1-team 1 mission. I didn't even know what that was. It's one of those that we're having this Saturday, by the way, guys. So it's really big. If you're here in Vegas, please try to get to these 1-team 1 missions. A 1-team 1 mission, you'll see it. It's called OTOM, so 1-team 1 mission. And basically, a lot of people from It Works get together. You get to hear stories and just see how other people are just in the same path and trying to reach the same goals and things. And so I went to my first 1-team 1 mission, and I was so excited. I saw all these girls from It Works there and from different states, and I said, wow, like there's like so much more behind all this. And it's not just wraps, and it's not just, the money. It's just like the life-changing things that happen. And when I heard all these stories, just crazy stories, like from people that were literally, homeless, living in their cars and things like that, to being able to make an amazing income and changing their life with It Works. And at that time, I felt, around the same way. I said I needed to change something. I needed to, move forward. And if I wasn't going to go to school, then I didn't want to be stuck at a job for the rest of my life. I'm one of those people that I would get very bored easily. Every time I would go to a job, I would try to be the best I could be. And then if I got there already, I didn't want to do it anymore. It would get boring, that same routine. You clock in at the same time, same people, same gossip, same everything, and you just start thinking like, okay, am I going to be here for the rest of my life? So, not that it's a bad thing, but I knew I wanted more. I wanted more for my future and myself. And so I left that event as a distributor, and distributor rank, guys, first level. And I was still a year into the company. So, in a whole year, I never promoted, guys, at all. I just sold my wraps. I got customers, and one thing I never stopped doing was I never stopped posting. I just became, I was always consistent on social media, and I was growing my followers and things like that. But I just refused to build a team until that event. So I left that event as a distributor, and 60 days later, I went double diamond. And I wanted to go diamond. I said, okay, I want to go diamond. I want to make $2,000 a month. I need to build a team. What the heck am I going to do? And I did not go diamond. I went double diamond, guys. That was insane. My life changed like crazy. I was doing wrap parties like crazy. I was doing one-on-one appointments. I was working, hustling, everybody, calling everyone and their mothers. And I earned a $50,000 bonus. I earned $20,000 for going diamond, and then the month right after, I earned a $30,000 bonus for going double diamond. So our company actually offers amazing bonuses if you're, going towards these ranks, and if you hit them in that, time frame that they give you, then you're able to earn these awesome bonuses. And, I was giving out presentations. I just became so fired up after this event. And I just got the vision. I literally casted that vision for myself, and I ran. I was on fire. And that fire that was inside of me, that, that excitement was really what got so many people, intrigued and to go, to join my team and to get our products. And it was the excitement. People love that excitement. If you're able to transfer that excitement to people, then, you can actually get a sale, or you can, get them to join your team. And it was really genuine, excitement. And obviously we never lose that excitement. But you know, there's months that are up, there's months that you're down, things like that. But I was on fire. I was so excited. And so that's when my life changed, guys. My commissions went up to like almost $10,000 a month. And I was just in shock. I was in shock. I had my dream board that I had made literally the year prior. And you know, the house that I wanted, I always wanted this American West home. I would always walk by it. You know, it was these model homes here in Vegas. And I always said, one day I'm going to own one of those. One day I'm going to own one of those. And I would just look at it. I would literally go in the model homes like a loser. And I would just walk around and I would, you know, picture myself in it. And I started just, you know, I don't know, coming up with ideas, you know, where I would put my office, where I would put these things and this and that. And then, you know, it like reality like really came. I was like, wait a minute, I can really own this house. Like, why not me? And I started, you know, just working even harder at my job, because while I went double diamond in the business, I was working about 12 hours a day at my other job, my timeshare job. And I was still coming home, working my business. And for those 2 months, the 2 months that took me to promote to double diamond, I was working like crazy, 12 hours a day over there. I would come home and I would work about, gosh, I don't know, I would work like the rest of the day on my business, and then I would go to sleep for about 2 to 3 hours a day during those 3 months. And it was a lot of work, guys. And it was a lot of mindset and a lot of faith and praying and crying and you name it, because there was times where I even asked myself, is this worth it? There was times where I would show up to wrap parties and there was no guests. There was times that people said they were going to buy and they didn't buy, you know, or people that said they would join my team and they never wrote back. And I would just start doubting myself so much. And, you know, is this gonna, you know, am I really gonna make it? Am I really gonna be able to accomplish my dreams? And I had this goal to buy this house, you know. I had set these goals for myself. And it really happened, guys. It was a lot of work, but it happened. And I'm so excited for that, because I remember the day I bought my house, and it was like around Christmas, and I told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm going to buy the house. I'm just going to do it. And she was like, okay, but she didn't think it was going to be literally like that week. And I remember I went to the model homes, and I said, okay, I'm going to buy this house. I'm buying it. And everything worked out, guys. And I was able to have my dream home, the home I'm living in now. And this is the office that, you know, I created. And it's been a crazy ride. I was able to retire myself. So literally I think it was like 3 or 5 days after I got my house keys, I actually put in just I quit. I completely quit my job. Didn't even put my 2 weeks in. I just quit. And, you know, at that time I was like, crap, I quit my job. Like, now I have a $2,000 mortgage. Am I gonna make it? You know, like, this is now all my income is my business. And I trusted my business. But I said, you know, I heard somebody from an old friend of mine. It was actually my old manager at that job. He always said, you can't have a plan A. I'm sorry, you can't have a plan B if you want just your plan A to be successful. Like, you can't have 2 plans. You really have to focus on just one and go all out. You know, go all in, not having 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And so I took that to heart, you know, and I said, okay, I'm just going to have my It Works business be my plan A, and there's going to be no other choice but to succeed in it. And I'm going to have, you know, I'm going to work every single day for my business. I'm going to make sure I never go back to a 9-to-5 job ever again. I remembered, you know, saying to myself, like, if I'm hiring myself as my own boss now, there's no turning back. I will never go back to a job, no matter how hard it gets, no matter, you know, how hard I have to work, because my freedom was everything. Here's the thing, guys. I sold vacations. And when people would ask me, where have you been? I'd never been anywhere. I didn't travel. I didn't have the time or the money. And even if I had the money, I didn't have time to travel with 2 weeks off a year, you know, and just the things that come up. You end up using sick days and things like that. So I hated that feeling of not being able to say, you know, I've been there. I've, you know, been to that island, or I've been here. You know, I hated that. And one of my biggest goals was to, you know, travel the world, which is what I get to do now. I get to travel the world and build my business while I'm traveling, because all you need is your phone. So it was a dream come true. And so when I retired myself, I actually retired my mother as well. And I took on that responsibility. My mother was my diamond to my double diamond chart. So her chart, you know, and her team and everything and her commissions, she started making more money than she was at her job at Mandalay Bay Casino here in Vegas. She was a cashier. And so I said, Mom, I'm just going to retire you, you know, come with me in this journey and let's do this. Let's just go all out, you know. And she was super scared. She was like, you know, I don't know, you know, I'm like totally trusting you with income, with my life, with everything. And I said, just believe in me, Mom, you know, we got this. And so we went on. We just totally retired ourselves and we started working our business together. And then a year later, it was awesome. You know, we traveled. I was able to pay off some debt, things like that. A year later, I went triple diamond, which was this past year. And I earned a $50,000 bonus for going triple diamond. And I also was able to pay off over $33,000 of credit card debt. And just basically all of my debts, any loans I had, things like that. I paid all of it off, guys, with fast start bonuses. Those are amazing. You know, every time you enroll a distributor, you get that fast start bonus. So I always said, okay, how much money do I need to pay off this credit card? If I had a credit card for like $500, I was going to enroll 5 distributors, fast start all of them, and pay off that credit card. And so with bonuses, I was paying off my debt, and then it wouldn't even touch my commissions because the bonuses are completely aside from your commissions. And so I said, all right, my motivation was to pay off my debt while I was building my business, my empire, and helping more and more people be successful. And so I kept doing that, and I was so excited. I was able to accomplish that. I remember, you know, calling my leader, and I couldn't even, she was like, go live right now, go live on Facebook. I was like, no. I was such a hot mess. I was crying in my closet. Just, you know, I couldn't even believe the last payment I submitted to like this credit card. It was $14,000. Yes, it hurt. It was a lot of money. At the end of the day, it was money I had borrowed and never was mine. So once I paid it all off, though, it felt so good. And I was just crying because I was like, oh my God, like I don't have any more debt. I don't have to pay, you know, those minimums anymore and all that stuff. And it was such a big weight lifted off my shoulders. And then last year as well, we did something awesome. I retired my fiance Cesar, well, my husband, because we actually got married, guys, legally, the civil way. And then we're having our dream wedding in Cancun in about 3 weeks. But so sometimes you guys hear us call fiance, husband.
Which one is it?
Which one is it? So husband, okay? But we just didn't completely go public about that because in our eyes, our real wedding is going to be in Cancun. So anyway, I was able to retire him in October of last year, and it had just been, my gosh, it was our goal to retire him this year in January, and we did it a lot sooner, guys, in October of last year. And he went double diamond. We were able to build his team. It was amazing, and he won about $26,000 in a bonus, so that was awesome. He was super scared as well because he said, okay, I've always been, you know, such a workaholic. Like, I've always been the one to provide, and, you know, how can I let my, you know, my fiance, because he was my fiance at the time, you know, be the one that's like holding it down. And so he was really scared. But I said, just trusting me, like, we can do this. We're able to do this now. Like, why not do it? You know, and I hated him always going to work in the morning. I hated that. I hated that he would come home and his feet would hurt so much because he was in retail. And, you know, he had to be up standing all day long, and floors that were like marble floors at his job, and it sucked because he always had to wear these certain shoes, and it hurt, and just things like that. And I was not seeing him as much as I wanted to see him. And then he's also a singer, so he would perform on the weekends with his band. And then after his band, his concerts, he would come home like at 5 a.m. and it just wasn't the kind of lifestyle I wanted. And I really wanted to bring him home, and I wanted us to be that full-time stay-at-home family so that we could both work our business, we could both travel the world, and just, you know, be more and more successful. And when I took that leap of faith and I retired him, it was literally the best decision I've ever made, guys, because he loves the business. I took him to a green carpet event because, you know, he knew everything I was doing. He saw everything I was doing. He saw me hit, you know, from distributor rank all the way to triple diamond. He saw me work my business day in, day out. And he knew that this was an amazing business. He saw the paychecks, he saw all that, but he didn't understand it completely. He didn't see the vision like right away until I took him to a green carpet event, which is our annual green carpet event in Florida. I said, please, you got to come with me. Like, you got to know what It Works is all about, you know. It's just such a big, my gosh, it is just a life-changing experience, you know, what you're able to do about giving back and just the lives you're changing. Because it's not just about the money. It's not just about the products. It's like real life-changing things happening, and just the friendships that you make, the families you get to meet, the ways you get to help back and give back to the community. And so he went to this green carpet event, and after that, he said, oh my gosh, he's like, okay, now I know what you've been telling me. He said, we got to hit it hard. I'm in. He was like, I'm in all the way. Let's do this. And we just teamed up, and we became this freaking power couple. And he brought on some awesome things into the business, guys. He helped me with social media. He was great at that. And so he was able to help me grow my followers. He was able, you know, I had another helping hand at home. So we were both working our business together. And he was able to, you know, help me by promoting the business too with family and friends and people he knew. And he was able to, you know, create all those videos that you guys see on our team page about social media and things like that. And he's also such a positive person. Loves business, and so we both are like perfect for each other. And he like takes really good pictures of me.
But green carpet, touching back base to that one, green carpet was so huge for me because I really got to see the whole vision. You know, at first, as a man, you know, most men, I guess, were very prideful, and when we see the rap business, all those girls rapping and stuff, it didn't really add up in my eyes. Just kind of like, how would I be a part of that? I don't really see myself rapping other women, that kind of thing. So, you know, at the time she kept on saying, babe, you know, we can both be a part of this and we could both do this. But I didn't really cast that vision. I didn't have the vision that she had. So going to this green carpet event, just seeing everyone and seeing some other men on stage that were already there, and just, you know, having some conversations with them and just seeing everything, it really lit a fire in me. And I remember leaving that weekend, we were coming back from Florida, and I come back and I tell her, babe, like, okay, what do I gotta do to help you take this to the next level? You know, how do we get there? And that's when, you know, we really put kind of like an action plan together, and then we just hit it hard. So
yes, and that's what actually, so in October when we retired him, we both sat down, and I remember, you know, we were both talking about our dreams, our goals. We literally built, you know, we made our dream board together. You know, what he wanted to do, what I wanted to do, how we wanted to live our life, and, you know, eventually for our future, for our kids and things like that. And we just put this, you know, this plan of action, basically, like, okay, we want to be presidential. What do we got to do to get there? You know, how much people do we need on our team? Who do we got to, you know, train? Things like that. And how much customers, and, you know, more followers, more content, you know, more before and afters, more things like that. Making sure we're always posting our story, and just everything all around. And just, you know, giving you guys more and more tips, and to help everybody, you know, everybody be successful, and bringing our team up. And we did that, and we worked so hard, guys, while people were having, you know, their holiday dinners, their Thanksgiving, their Christmases, they were Black Friday shopping, they were, you know, enjoying time with family. I remember our friends would call us like, hey, can you come out to the movies? We would say no. They started thinking like, okay, why are you guys ignoring us? And it's just because we had said, you know, we can't say yes to anything that's not going to help our business right now. We needed to put our blinders on, and we needed to just say no to everything, just for a few months, you know, for us to be able to reach our goal. And so we did. We worked hard. We grew our followers. We did everything we had to do. And in March or February, I believe it's March of this year, we actually promoted to Presidential Diamond. And that was insane. We both, you know, we earned the $100,000 bonus. Our commissions went, my goodness, like way over $30,000. And It was amazing. It was amazing. We were able to reach, we actually were announced this year as number 65 top income earners of the entire company. And that alone was insane because I had put originally early on this year in my dream board, I put that I wanted to be a top 75 income earner. And to me, that was a really big dream. I was like, I don't know, but let's just put in there, you know, we got to dream big because if our goals don't scare us, they're not big enough. And so I put that thing in there. I said, okay, top 75. And when we were announced top 65 in the company, that was mind blowing. I was such a hot mess that day. I was crying. I was like, oh my gosh, is this real? And that just really shows you the power of the dream board is huge. Please, guys, make your dream boards. I used to think it was so silly. I thought it was so stupid to like make a dream board. And next thing you know, you're literally working for each dream and you start crossing off every dream, and it's such an amazing feeling. And your dream board becomes your map. You know, okay, what's next? I crossed off that thing. Now what's next? You know, and now we're looking into we want a pool, and you know, we want to fix up a few things in our garage, and just and okay, his Jeep and things like that. So, you know, just always making sure you're dreaming big with your entire family. You know, get your kids together, get your husband and all that, and just have fun, guys, because when you're not having fun in the business, that's where you go wrong. This is supposed to be something fun. Yes, not every month is, you know, peaches and cream. It's also a business. You're a business owner. You're going to have months where you're down and months where you're like super fired up and motivated, but that's what you signed up for if you wanted to be a business owner, if you want a life that not many people get to live, you know, if you want more to life, if you want to be debt free, if you want to be able to travel the world, have your family at home, be able to not miss any, you know, moments with your kids and things like that. That's what you signed up for. So when you know, when somebody doesn't reply back, or when you go to that wrap party when no one showed up, think about what you're working for. You know, look at your kids, look at your husband, you know, think about your why, and that's what's going to keep you going, okay? So that's pretty much our life, guys. And well, my mom's retired. She's at home. She's, you know, she's having fun. She gets to do the things that she loves, you know, that she wasn't able to do before when she was working. And she's been retired almost 2 years thanks to It Works. I've been retired, no, sorry, more than 2 years now. We've been retired 2.5 years, my mother and I, thanks to It Works. And then he's going on 1 year. This October, he'll make 1 year of being fully retarded.
Really? Fully retarded.
Fully retired, sorry, with It Works. So guys, just keep pushing. I promise this is life-changing, but notice this, it didn't happen till I decided to believe in myself, because for a whole year I didn't. I did not believe in myself. And like I'm telling you guys, family and friends were not supportive. Some are still not supportive, but here I am now. That didn't stop me. I built my business all through social media and through friends of friends of friends and through coworkers of coworkers of coworkers, and you name it. So if I did it, guys, you guys can do it. And it just takes that, you know, it sucks to say this, but for me, it took me hitting rock bottom to realize that I really needed to change my life. But sometimes people wait to hit that rock bottom, and you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to hit rock bottom in order to want more for your life and for your family. So that's where we're at, guys, now. And now we're super excited to build for Ambassador. We're dreaming bigger than ever before. We didn't even think that the dreams we have now were ever possible, you know, and now we're dreaming so much bigger. We want to go on mission trips. We want to, you know, just do so much, guys. Gosh, we're so excited. We're really working on our dream board this year, and it's an amazing thing, guys. And the thing is that this is what we were talking about the other day. It Works is something so fun to us. We wake up every day, and it's not the same thing over and over and over again. It's like, okay, who are you gonna meet today? Okay, you know, who are we gonna train today, or things like that. And okay, what other content can we make? Let's take a photo shoot. Let's take a photo shoot with my greens, with my wraps. You know, something fun, exciting, creative. And if you have to unplug for a minute, maybe it's like, okay, I need to put my phone down and unplug. Let's go have a date night. You know, we had a date night last night. We went to go watch that shark movie, 47 meters
47
under,
meters something
down or something. That was so scary. But sometimes you need to unplug and then get back at it, you know. But it's so exciting when you don't have to do the same thing over and over and over again, because for us, we just make it fun and creative every single day. And that's what we love about the business, guys. So if you guys have any questions, please let us know. We would love to answer any of them.
I wanted to share quickly with you guys. I found this quote, and it really kind of stood out to me, and I wanted to share it with you on this Zoom that we're doing, this Facebook live. It says, the real meaning of running your own race means holding on to your dreams and moving towards them, and not letting anyone deter you from your goals or dreams. So this is so huge to me, and it really stands out to me because how many times do you hear us say, perhaps, put on your blinders? And what does that mean? We were just actually watching a video the other day, and it spoke about the race horses. Now the race horses, like on the actual, Kentucky Derby, or like they do like the little race horses. If you notice, the horses, they have these little blinders on their eyes. It doesn't allow them to see to their left or right, but they can only see forward. So they're going so fast, and at this speed, if they look at the horse next to them slowing down or going a little fast, those are all distractions to the horses. So they put these blinders to keep them from just going forward and just focusing on forward. So one of the big things for us is not looking to our sides. Sometimes we catch ourselves looking at them. Oh man, but their house is bigger. Maybe the car is faster or something like that. But there's always going to be someone bigger, better, badder, all that, right, to our sides. So it's very important, and one of the things that we focus on a lot is just looking forward, staying in our lane, in our road, and looking ahead. We have a goal, we know where we're going, and let's just get there. So that's very, very important to us, and one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys is just put on your blinders. Don't worry about what they think, what they say, and especially don't take advice from people that they're not where you want to be. Think about that. Sometimes you listen to your friend, and maybe she's working the part-time, and she doesn't have nothing put together, and then she's telling you, mija, that doesn't work, don't be doing that. Really? Like, just take advice from people that are maybe where you would want to be, and also just surround yourself with successful people, like-minded people, positive people, and just block negativity. Those are just...
Yes, guys, that's what I actually posted about today. Sometimes when you start your business, it sucks, but sometimes the people that are closest to us, or friends or family or whoever, they end up saying something that's so discouraging. And then you're like, oh man, like I was so excited, I just started my business, and then you just put me down. And then you kind of get in an argument with people. But I wouldn't even give them the time of day. Those people that are saying something, taking their time out of their day to like bring you down or say something negative to you, they don't deserve your time, guys. So don't sit there and fight with them either to try to even defend yourselves, because sometimes it's even pointless to even fight with people that are uneducated like that. And so the best thing that we can say, guys, is for real, put your blinders on. Don't look sideways. Don't start comparing yourself, because comparison is the thief of joy. And if you start comparing yourself to people like, well, I'm not like as pretty as her, I'm not as good as her, I'm not like this, like, I don't have blonde hair, I don't have this, I don't have that, whatever, you're just gonna continue to bring yourself down, and you're not gonna let that best version of you come out, because every single one of you guys have strengths. There's girls on my team, their strength is really, getting those relationships with our teammates and leading and being an amazing leader. My strength is enrolling distributors. That's my strength. But I also have weaknesses in the business as well, where we have other people that can pick up, those weaknesses, and they're amazing at those. There's also people that are great at parties, where there's also people that are great in person with one-on-ones. I mean, you got to figure out what you're good at. And if you're not necessarily good at something right now, then pick something and develop that skill. Because for me, myself, I always said, okay, I want to be so strong. When I went double diamond, guys, I went double diamond with rap parties. I did rap parties every single day, one-on-one appointments, things like that. But then once I went double diamond, all I did from double to triple was pure social media, because I decided I wanted to master being a social media pro. I really wanted to build my social media. I started looking at other people's profiles. I started looking at top leaders in It Works, how they were promoting themselves, what they were saying, what they were posting on social media. I started looking at even other people that are just successful, that they're not even in It Works. It could have been bloggers, it could have been motivational speakers, things like that are big influencers. And I just started seeing like, what are they like? I want to be like that. I want to be able to attract more, rock stars into my team. But if I wanted to attract rock stars, I needed to be a rock star myself. I needed to make sure I was doing everything consistently every single day, and I was improving my posts, improving my picture quality, and things like that. And that's how we've been able to get to where we are on social media, because social media is just the way to go, guys. There's just so much things so many, you can reach out to so many people through social media. And so I decided I was going to master social media, and I can honestly say that we've pretty much mastered it, and we're still continuing to grow and continuing to learn, because this is also a business that requires that continuous growth and learning and everything, because social media is changing like every second. You got Snapchat, you got these things, this and that, and you just got to continue on. And it's awesome because you get to be excited about something new and learn about new things. And so that's basically us, guys. That's our story. And we are just so excited for so many of you, because so many of you right now could be probably in the same spot where I was 3 years ago, living paycheck to paycheck, or not knowing how you're going to make, rent this month, or not knowing if you're going to be able to put food on the table next month, things like that. And I just want to let you guys know that I've been there. I know what that feels like. And I'm telling you, what I did was just fully get so focused, did not let anyone or anything get in the way of my success, no matter how people try to bring me down or say things or send me hatred messages, whatever. I didn't even give them the time of day. I literally was just so on my lane, and I was not going to stop until I made myself proud. And, that's just what happened, guys. That's what happens when consistency and focus is put together, and some hard work and some faith. You can do this, guys. You can freaking do this. And I know a lot of you guys right now, you're probably distributor rank right now. You were brand new in the business, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. And next thing you know, like, give it at least a year, guys. Give it a year. That's what it works as. Give it a year of hard work in your business, and you will never look back. You will completely change your life, and you can make whatever kind of income you guys want, guys, because seriously, like, I started just for an extra $500 a month, and here we are at over $30,000 a month. So the sky's the limit. The limits are the only limits that you put in your head, guys. So keep dreaming big, keep working hard, and also I really, really recommend that you're always doing something to fill up your cup. So for myself, especially being business owners and being a leader, you have to constantly fill up your cup, because sometimes people are going to bring you down. Sometimes you get some kind of messages like, people are not necessarily motivated themselves or something, and then you got to be able to pick those people up, like your team and things like that. And then sometimes you just need to pick up your own self. So what I do every single morning, just so you guys know my routine, when I'm taking a shower, I have those 5 or 10 minutes, and I put on a video, a motivational video, whether it's faith or whether it's just, a motivational video like Tony Robbins. I love him. He's amazing. If it's something, faith related, then I'm putting Joel Osteen. And then sometimes I'll pop in a video of It Works, and just, maybe hearing from other leaders, how they build their business. But I'm always filling up my cup every single morning. And, that's what gets me going, because if you start your day with something positive, that's going to determine the rest of your day. So make sure you're doing something to fill up your cup each day, whether it's on the way to work, whether it's on the way to school, whatever. But you got to make sure you have about 5 or 10 minutes to fill up your cup with something positive, so that all those things that you're feeding into your brain, all those positive things, you're able to pour into your team, into your customers, or even into your social media posts. Sometimes I'll hear something positive on my motivational videos that I'm listening to, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so good. I'm about to put that on a post right now. So then I'll grab a selfie of me or whatever, and I just write down like basically what I learned on that video, and I make it in my own wording. And therefore, I'm trying to like basically, give motivation and inspiration to my followers, which is another reason why people like to follow me, because they like to fill up their cup with my words. So make sure you guys are doing something like that. So if you guys have any questions, let us know. If not, we'll wrap it up. But I'm so excited for you guys. I know that Vanessa had a question before, and she was talking about, let me make sure my phone is connected or else we'll die here. But she was talking about it was Vanessa Sabello, something like that. Hold on guys, let me plug in my phone. Okay, I think it's plugged. So she was talking about like how was it when I first built my team, and how was it like that first life-changing paycheck. Well, my first paycheck ever, guys, just so you guys know, ever was $25. And I could have easily looked at my paycheck and said, oh my gosh, it's just $25, like, you know, great. But in fact, I said, wow, that's $25 that I made from my phone, you know, in my apartment at the time. I said, that's awesome. What if I can make 50 or 100 or 300 or 500? And that's what I did. And so I kept on just, you know, if I was able to make, you know, $25, I knew I could make a lot more than that. And then it, you know, became 500 and then 1,000 and it became 2,000. And now look where we're at, guys. So all because, you know, you got to take everything like with gratitude. You know, if you're not grateful for the first $20 you make, you won't be grateful for the $10,000 when you make them, you know? So you got to look at it that way as well. Always be grateful, guys, because you're making this from your phone. You know, it's that extra income. I got a message from one of my new distributors the other day, and she said, you know, I'm so thankful for this opportunity because she was able to sell her wraps that came in her kit. And with that cash, she actually was able to, you know, get some groceries or, you know, get some gas in the tank and things like that. And that was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, she's brand new. She already made her wrap cash, and that wrap cash came in so handy. She said she didn't have money at the time, so that came super handy, and she automatically was so grateful for that business that she just started, you know, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So that was amazing. And it's those little things that really fill up my cup, you know, because I remember being in those shoes as well. But yes, so Vanessa, when you were talking about, you know, my charts and how it was when I first was building my team, so, you know, for a minute, I felt like I was working alone. I was like, you know, a lot of people weren't seeing the vision when I was first building my team. And it was hard at the beginning, but then I knew, you know, I had to keep going because I wanted to find rock stars. I wanted to keep finding rock stars. And to find rock stars, you got to stay consistent, and you got to be, you know, like I said, you've got to be a rock star to attract rock stars. And if you're the only one running in your team sometimes, that's kind of what I have to take sometimes. And so I'm so grateful. I never gave up, ever, even though the times that got really hard, because here we are now, and we have amazing people on our team that are just rocking it and making just, you know, amazing things happen for themselves and their family. And so sometimes it will feel like you're working by yourself. You know, sometimes your team isn't necessarily doing what they should be doing or pulling in the work or things like that. But that's okay, because then you're going to find those rock stars that are going to change your business forever. And together you guys are going to run to the top. So make sure you're staying positive and, you know, keep flipping those cards, because you're going to find your aces. And, you know, a lot of the times, guys, so now that I'm presidential and I've been in the business about more than 3 years now, what my chart looked like when I was first a diamond is definitely like that. Those people, some of them are not even in my business anymore. They, you know, they lost that vision, and they ended up quitting because, you know, they heard other people or they listened to other people. They maybe could not take rejection. They hated when people would say no. And, you know, it was basically that lack of confidence and motivation that I'm talking to you guys about, that you need to be filling up your cup every single day, or else things like that will happen. You'll stay behind. You'll let somebody else dictate your future. And that's where you lose. Because if you listen to other people, you know, and you end up following what they say, guess what? Those people are not paying your bills. Those people are not putting food on your table. So then that's where you lose. And so you got to make sure you have a strong mindset, and you know exactly what you're working for. You know exactly what your dreams are. And making that dream board is so important. But yeah, those big paychecks that were, you know, my first 1,000, my first 900, even my first 500, things like that, that was life-changing. I remember my double diamond paycheck. It was literally like 10,000, and I was like, oh my gosh. It was a little over 9,000, plus with fast starts and everything, it definitely hit the 10,000 mark. And I was like, what? Like, I had never seen digits like that, you know, come to me. And I said, oh my God, if I could do this again, how about more and more and more? And I'm always reaching for more. And it's not like the money. It's the fact that you have opportunities with the money. You know, money equals opportunity. So what happens when you have more money? You get to travel more, you get to save more, you get to pay off more things, you get to, you know, like our goal is to pay off our house. And that's a big goal. You know, people buy a house and they say, okay, I'm not going to pay it off till 30 years. Well, for us, like, we want to pay it off like in the next like 2 years. So that's got to require a lot of work and a lot of income, you know, so that we could pay off our house. But that's our goal. So yeah, guys, I'm excited about that. I hope that, Vanessa, I hope I answered your question, hun. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. And just, you know, a reminder, guys, every Wednesday, starting from now on, I'm going to have a new leader, you know, hop on the team page here and, you know, share their stories. And there's leaders, girls, there's diamonds and above that are from different walks of lives. And, you know, we have some crazy, amazing stories, guys. And you guys will be able to relate to so many of them. I, for myself, don't have kids yet, but I know that, you know, we have other leaders in the team, how they've been able to do it with kids and, you know, being a busy mom and things like that. But you'll get to hear every single Wednesday from somebody new, and you'll get to ask questions and things like that and learn from them. And that way you guys get inspired by all these success stories, because I know that's how I got inspired and that's how I ran my business. So if you guys don't have any other questions, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. And it was so awesome, you know, sharing my story. And I'm so excited for all of you guys. If not, we'll just call it a night. Are we good, guys? Wrap it up, yes? You're welcome, guys. You guys are so sweet. I hope you guys, you know, learned a lot and just, you know, were able to cast some kind of vision for you guys' selves. And oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do I train on blitzing? Believe it or not, that's my weakness, girl. That is my weakness. I am so bad at blitzing people in person, but I have done it. And I do it, you know, when I go out, and Cesar's the one that really pushes me. But you know, it doesn't mean that you have to like be fearless all the time. It just takes courage for you to walk up to somebody and offer them the business. And when you're blitzing, guys, one thing I have learned is you gotta be selfless. Because what if that person that you didn't blitz because you were scared or whatever, what if they really needed this opportunity and you were their answer to their prayer? You know, what if that person's crying themselves to sleep every night because they are so, you know, broke, living paycheck to paycheck, they're not able to put food on the table, things like that, and you were that answer to their prayer that they've been, you know, looking for. So when you're blitzing, that's one thing I will say, and that's my biggest advice. Be selfless. It's not about you, it's about them in the moment, okay? So make sure you know, think about that, guys. And about wrap parties, yeah, we could totally, you know, I can totally launch any wrap parties for you guys, or your enroller as well. A wrap party is so simple. Literally, it's just getting some people at your house, being comfortable, making them laugh, sharing the product, having maybe a few samples. You don't even have to have a lot of product out, just like maybe some greens, some wraps, you know, sampling the greens a little bit and showing everybody, you know, the catalog, the perks of becoming a customer or a distributor. And that's how you'll be able to sign, you know, loyal customers and distributors right on the spot. So that's how I grew my business. So that's how I went double diamond, making a lot of wrap parties every single day. I was having a wrap party, and I was, you know, telling people, hey, can you invite some of your friends? Hey, I'll give you a free wrap if you invite 4 friends. Hey, can you invite your sister? Can you invite your grandma, your aunt, your uncle, whatever? And I was talking to everybody, and I was making sure that everybody would sign up and get a product or get into the business. And I was so excited. The key to the wrap parties is being super excited, because the transfer of excitement to another person, that's what's gonna really push them to like get one of those products or get in the team. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Oh, I'm sorry, Stacy. Oh, I'm so sorry that, you know, your mom was able to, that your mom put you down like that. You know, like I said, sometimes the people that are the closest to us can be the first ones to hurt us, and it really sucks. But you gotta stay strong, hun, because my mom did not see my vision at first. Okay, so just something that I literally didn't even mention. When I quit college, she was so mad at me. My gosh, she literally wanted to like disown me. She thought I was a complete failure. She was like, wow, you're not gonna get a degree, like, you know, who are you, kind of thing. And she was so mad at me for quitting college. And I told her, I'm like, Mom, I'm running with my business, just let me prove to you wrong. And now I retired her, and she was totally wrong about that. So now she believes in me so much, and I've been able to teach her so much, and we've both changed, and we both brought out the best out of each other, and it's been so amazing. She's now such a positive, motivated person. She is totally a different woman than she, today than she was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, she also thought this was some type of scam, and she didn't believe in it at all. And then, here we are now. So don't let even the closest people discourage you, because if God put a dream in your heart, He didn't put it in everybody around you or everyone else. He put it in your heart for a reason, and just because they can't see the vision that you have, it doesn't mean you should stop following your dreams. So make sure you're continuing to chase your dreams, and have faith that it's going to work out. And then the people that are saying, why are you doing that now, later on they're going to be like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And then you're going to be like, I told you, try to tell you. Facebook parties, have I done one? So believe it or not, I've never done a Facebook party. I know it's crazy, right? I've never done a Facebook party. I still have yet to learn how to do them. I'm not that tech savvy, even though I look like I am, but I'm still learning, guys. I do think that live Facebook parties are awesome. I should totally start, doing some. But I know some of the girls on the team are rock stars at doing live Facebook parties and doing Facebook event parties and things like that. So you guys can definitely get tips from there. Let's see. So, oh, thank you. That's so awesome that your mom likes to follow my mom. That's amazing. They should totally link up and meet each other. You're doing one at your house. So nervous? Don't be nervous, girl. Definitely do a party at your house. So my first party ever, I was so terrified. I was like, oh my gosh. But it's okay. Like once you do them, like me, I used to hate going live, and here I am. I lived. So make sure you're doing your rap parties, girl. The first one you do, it's always